Hello friends and welcome to the Figure Central. I am not sure what's going on with the YouTube algorithm, but I've noticed a dramatic drop on viewership. If you enjoy what I'm doing here, I would really appreciate your support either by liking, commenting, or sharing on my videos, perhaps hitting that subscription and notification bell, or even shopping using my affiliate link at the end of the video and on my video description. Thank you so much for your consideration, and now back to the video. All right, friends, so today we're going to be looking at this 1/12 scale action figure by Hasuki, one of my favorite toy companies. The name of this figure is Sister Friede. So let's get to it. So this one, they decided to go with a cardboard box instead of a clear one. All the other ones that I've gotten from them usually come in a clear box. And we have a total of 4 faces, 6 pairs of hands, 2 bare feet. She has some cool clothing there, weapons, accessories there, and a stand. So we will start with the accessories and then move on to the figure itself. Okay, let's look at the next section here. So this barely comes off. I don't know if it's supposed to or not, but it come off on mine. I don't think this is supposed to come off. I think it just kind of popped off. So I just glued it back. Like nothing broke. It just looks like it wasn't glued on there properly. But the revolver does spin, so that's kind of cool. You get 2 of these. Grenades. This book with a cross to put the revolver in there, and then you put the gun in there. Interesting. Key for the eyes and this cool banner out of fabric, and it does have wire through it, so that's always a plus. Let's move on to the rest of the figure. Okay, so we have this hand here, this one here, this one, and then we have the feet. So pretty much, they mirror each other. So you have a left and the right that kind of have the same pose. And then there's one more hand, actually 2 of them. I am guessing that if she's supposed to be praying, these are the hands you put on the figure. And here are the faces. There's this one here, the eyes closed. So it has a matte painting, which for me it's always something that I look for in regards to photography. I don't like things to be glossy because then they glare when you take a photo. Let's check out the eyes. So the eyes look fine. Also, I do want to note that these are flat, like the actual irises. They're not completely round, so that's new. I've never seen that before. They move very easy. Now let's look at the action figure itself. And this is the one, she has a mask, the one that comes on the body. And she has this cool jacket that also has a wire running through it. You can shape it any way you want. And this is the hand that it comes with. Both of them are just open hands. Lots of belts, lots of fabric. And of course, every time they put boots, they always put the little thread on the bottom, so that's always cool. All right, so let's remove the hands. And by the way, let's check the plastic here. So it is that flexible plastic that I love. Yeah, and they just pop right out. No issues there. Let's try the other one. Make sure you get right on the wrist there. There, pop right out. All right, let's try to remove the jacket now. And yeah, it just slides right off. So there's the coat. The words innocence written on it. So since we already started with the hands, let's go ahead and try a different pair. Start with this one right here. Right hand, pop right in, no issues there. Left hand, yeah, just pop right in, no issues there. So let's check out the articulation. So this is the arm going sideways, down and up is the limitation. There we go. All right, so that's forward and up, and now forward and back down. Good amount of tension. There's the elbow. So this doesn't quite touch the shoulder there. This is the limit right here. And then there's the limit moving back. All right, now let's look at the neck. So this is the head, and it looks like the neck is connected to the upper torso, so you're not gonna get a separate neck. You still get good amount of movement there on the neck, the head. All right, let's look at the ab crunch. That is the limitation there, and I know it's kind of hard because of the dress. Let me push this down. Okay, so that is the limitation there, like that's as far as forward it will go. And now let's do backwards. And back you get a little more. All right, let's look at the legs now. This is the sideways movement here. So almost a split pretty much. Yeah. Kicking forward. And that is the limitation there. And now kicking back. That is the limitation there. All right, let's look at the knee now. So the calf does touch the thigh. That's a good amount of movement there. And let's look at the feet. So she's wearing the boots right now, but yeah, you still get a good amount of movement there on the ankles. Cool. Both of them. All right. You also get this extra stocking. Okay, let's go ahead and do a swap of the feet. Again, no heat gun. Also able to pop those right out. And there you go. Once I used the heat gun, I was able to get that in there. Okay, let's see if the figure can stand on its own without the need of a stand. Yes, the figure can stand on its own. And now let's try to replace the face. So you remove the hair. The horns on her head do come off. They can be pulled off. Okay, as far as the weapon goes, there's like so many different configurations that you can do on it. So if you have this by itself, that's one weapon. You can combine it with this other one here, And so it pretty much just kind of connects in there. So that's an accent that connects to this section here. There we go. And you can also make it to hold the banner. It kind of clicks in there and you get yourself a cool banner. Okay, let's do a quick size comparison. Here she is next to a NECA action figure, next to a McFarlane action figure, next to a Figuarts action figure, next to a Marvel Legends action figure. She is almost 6 inches, just by a tiny bit. All right, friends, so thank you so much for staying all the way to the end of the video. So what are my final thoughts on this? Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm a huge fan of Hasuki. They haven't let me down so far. This figure is great. I think they did a phenomenal job. I'm very excited that I got to pick this one up. I love all the extra accessories. Soft goods, they did a really good job with soft goods. The only weird thing was the dress that I got it now. Either use steam or iron or something to kind of flatten it. But outside of that, everything else was great. It did everything that I expected from this company. They are pretty consistent with their quality and what they offer. Now that I've had a chance to play with more figures out there, I definitely would like to see more flexibility when it comes to the elbows. The arm not able to touch the shoulders. That would be a cool addition to add to their figures. Legs are still great. The calf will touch the thigh, that's great. Figure is able to almost do the splits. And if they could start looking into also the separation of the neck from the torso to give us more flexibility, and the forward ab crunch would be a great addition to see to this line of action figures. But overall, I think it's a plus. They give you plenty of extra hands, 3 additional faces. The weapons are really cool. I love how intricate the designs are. And the revolver, just like all the other handguns that I've seen, a lot of detail to it. And I love the extra coat. Adding the wire just like they did to the flag, it's a plus. So overall, this is a win for me. I'm very happy with this purchase. I don't regret it. If you're into the Hasuki line, you won't be disappointed with this one. Lastly, friends, I did want to say this. I normally don't talk about stuff like this, but I felt compelled to. I think right now the world is in a very strange and somewhat difficult time for many of us. And I just want to say that I want to encourage you, those out there, to not dwell too much on the negativity that's happening around us. And it's hard because it makes life difficult, especially if you're going through difficult times. So I encourage you to focus on the positive, to try to spend time in things that are good, that are gonna cheer you up, they're gonna encourage you, and don't spend too much time in the negativity. Don't feed into the negativity and the hopelessness. Know that you matter and that you have a purpose. That you have a purpose in this world. And so I hope that you have a wonderful week. You have a wonderful day. Thank you for all your support and for spending some time with me on this hobby of mine. I just love action figures. I've always loved toys. And I hope that this brings you some kind of peace, some kind of joy in this difficult time that many of us are finding ourselves in. So thank you again for your support. Take care of yourselves out there. I look forward to seeing you on my next video, and bye-bye.